Brilliance Audio presents Out of the Silence, After the Crash by Eduardo Strauch and Mireia Soriano. Translated by Jenny Erickson. Performed by Timothy Andrés Pabon. 1. Silence. Each moment was different from the one before, but each had its own unique threat, its own unmistakable sign that something serious was happening. The plane was still moving, so I knew it hadn't yet crashed against one of those peaks that had come into view, much too close to the little window I had been resting my head against only seconds earlier. The dark mountain faces, partially covered in snow, which rose up and vanished rapidly behind the clouds, had in a single heartbeat eradicated my sleepiness, as the furious turbulence threw us about in air pockets, each one deeper than the last. The first silence arrived together with stillness after the shaking that had been tossing us about violently during that brief yet eternal time when I awaited death, eyes closed, huddled in my seat, listening to the deep roar of the engines and their final, desperate screeching. There was a strong impact, followed by other terrifying and incomprehensible noises. And suddenly I smelled gasoline and felt frigid air whipping against my face. But the first silence was not the silence of death, although at first I thought it was, and felt amazement that consciousness still existed, even without life. I opened my eyes. I had been saved. I wouldn't be causing my parents that grief that I had feared so much in those moments that I believed were my last. It was not the silence of death, but death had come much too close and was still hovering right there. And I, caught awkwardly in my seat, facing backward, could see the face of a woman fatally wounded, lying on the floor a short distance away. "Adolfo, what happened?" I cried out, even though I couldn't see him. "We fucking crashed in the cordillera," answered the voice of my cousin from far away. It wasn't hard to realize the truth of this just by looking around, but it seemed necessary for someone to say it out loud, as if the words themselves would clarify the shocking reality nearly impossible to believe. We had crashed into the cordillera of the...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?